Hey friends, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, let's see if we get our kicks with District 96. FOAPB is a 10% triple New England style IPA from District 96 Beer Factory in New City, New York. First off, big thanks to viewer Dave Vanderhoff. He sent along a New York and New Jersey care package, which you may have seen a few of the beers already. I've been including them in my whole, new beer brief series. But today, FOAPB is getting the full treatment. Mostly because I'm a Michigan beer guy, I don't really know a whole lot about District 96, but this father of all photo bombs sounds to be pretty tasty. But as you know, as I say from time to time, hype is the beer killer. I don't know, I'm trying to launch that. So rather than wax poetic, let's get this into a glass. But first, we're going to take a look at the label. So I looked online at District 96 stuff. A lot of their stuff is very similar to this. It's a two-tone design. On the top on this one, it's blue. On the bottom is white. Again, it makes it... I'm not a huge fan. This is almost too basic. But it does make them very distinct where you can see this kind of beer, this label, and say, oh, that's a District 96 beer. And this one says District 96 in the blue part. On the bottom, it says FOAPB, the father of all photobombs. This is a Northeast Triple IPA, 10% alcohol by volume, 1 pint. And like I said, Triple IPA, Triple Northeast IPA, I take that to mean a lot of these New York and New Jersey beers, when they say they're Northeast, that means they're New England. Maybe they don't like to be called New England. But that's kind of, if you see Northeast, you can kind of equate it to that. And this says District 96 on the side, and then on the back it says naturally processed unfiltered beer brewed and canned at District 96 Beer Factory in New City, New York. And yeah, that's about it. There's not a whole lot to talk about. There is no date on this can. I know Dave sent this about 6 weeks ago. It's kind of probably getting towards the end of when you should drink this fresh. But, as we're kind of getting into these times where not a whole lot of new stuff's coming out, or not a whole lot of new stuff is available, it's kind of nice to be able to drink something maybe that you don't get to drink so often. So let's go ahead and crack this can open. I'll get a nose on the can, and then we will pour it in the glass and get a better nose. We'll take a look at it. So let's get a nose on the can here. Wow, that's really got a lot of dankness to it, a lot of kind of rindy citrus aroma just out of the can. So let's go ahead and pour this. Coming out of the can, it's a lot lighter than I thought it would be. I thought it would almost be really thick just coming out of the can, being that it's a triple. I'm gonna pour this right down the gullet, right down the center. Trying to think of other ways to say down the center sometimes just doesn't work out. And this has a whole, again, this glass produces a whole fistful of head, and I'm just gonna kind of slowly pour this in. But that same kind of aroma I was getting out of the can, I'm picking up, just kind of pouring it out of the can, getting a little bit of dribble on the side there. Let's yeah, that is, wow. That's, like I said, about a whole fistful of head there. Let's hold it up to the light. And that looks like juice. I mean, that looks like some pretty thick orange juice. The bottom thins out on these glasses, but this is a nice orangey, yellowish characteristic. It looks like, like Sunkissed or like Sunny D. And then the top, the head, is a really nice white, kind of sparkling white, because those bubbles are so small, so compact. The head almost looks like it's sparkling to me, just kind of taking an eye at it, taking a gander. Let's put a nose on the glass here. Yeah, okay, so I'm getting not so much of the dankness I was getting out of the can, but I'm getting a lot more of citrus, a lot more citrus aroma. It almost now has a sweet kind of orangey, orange juicy aroma to it, so I'm ready to take a taste of this father of all photobombs. Cheers. Getting a lot of different flavors. That mouthfeel is really nice, full, thick, just kind of puffy, like cloudy, really smooth. It's got a really just nice, fluffy, soft, pillowy mouthfeel. Getting a lot of orange characteristic, getting a lot of citrus, getting a lot of, I'm getting on the back end, I'm getting this kind of papaya kind of flavor, some pineapple, some tropical flavors, some tropical fruity flavors. This is a 10%, so right before the finish of the swallow, I do get this almost kind of alcohol kind of punch to it, but it doesn't really It doesn't really taste like 10% to me. It does taste like a higher ABV beer. It does taste like a higher ABV New England style IPA, but it's not like a punch you in the face alcohol flavor. It's in there. It's very present, but it's not overwhelming. It's not overpowering. And the finish, the flavor I get on the finish, there's not a lot of bitterness to it. So it's an IPA, but again, it's a Northeast style IPA or a New England style IPA. I don't get a lot of that bitterness, that hoppy bitterness and IPA kind of bitterness that you would equate to a regular IPA. So just know that it's not necessarily, you know, like a regular IPA. But yeah, that papaya, that tropical flavor, that pineapple kind of flavor that comes in. The first wave is that citrus, that orange juice, that kind of just citrus overall flavor. And then that second wave of flavor that comes through, the sweetness that comes through is like a papaya. It's like a pineapple. It almost tastes like there's a bit of a passion fruit kind of flavor in there as well. And then but it's really tropical. The whole tail end of this beer is a really just hardcore tropical beer. And it's a nice change of pace because I know Dave and I had been kind of talking about these beers, and you don't really get a lot of beers like this here in Michigan. The New England styles are very similar, but all the New Englands in Michigan are very similar to each other. It's almost like you get a bit of that kind of vacuum chamber kind of feel because everybody's kind of playing off each other. And there's some places do a little, you know, they have innovation where they set themselves apart from everybody else. But I've noticed with a lot of these New York and New Jersey style, New England style beers, that they all have their own little twist, and it's really kind of crazy to notice that they are just different enough. And I think what I meant to say before was an echo chamber, not a vacuum chamber. I don't know where that came from. But this one's just really interesting. I can't get over how nice, how lush, how soft the mouthfeel is, and that just kind of, again, with having that citrus, with that tropical flavor in there as well, not a whole lot of bitterness, not a whole lot of punchy alcohol bite. The alcohol's in there. It lets you know, hey, guess what, buddy? I'm at least 8%, but you don't get a 10% out of it. But the mouthfeel being so thick, being so rich, being so lush, just soft, just really pushes it over the edge. You almost you're preoccupied with how thick, how coating that flavor, that flavor is, because the mouthfeel is just so nice and heavy. And I have not been disappointed by any of these New York and New Jersey beers that David has sent over so far. But I think so far, I would have to say that Father of All Photobombs, at least, you know, this will be the third one now that I've tried, is probably the best one. So I've got a few more left, and you'll be seeing a few more of those on the channel. Let's see if we can kind of judge them going on that. But so far, this one, that is an excellent New England style IPA. All right, friends, that has been Father of All Photobombs from District 96 in New City, New York. Have you had this one before? Have you had anything from District 96, or do you have a favorite triple IPA? Let me know in the comments down below while you're down there. If you like beer, you might want to subscribe and click that bell, because I'm here talking about beer twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's all for free for viewers just like you, and you might miss your newest favorite if you're not subscribed and getting those notifications. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by. Remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries wherever they are, and most importantly, don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching. Cheers.